So I finished with overblows 6, 4 and 5, and I'm moving on to the overdraw on hole 7. I really cannot speed things up at this point. So this is something that you should do slowly, taking your time and listening carefully to the result of each of this movement. So well, it's still kind of slow to respond with a small gap between the draw note and the overdraw, but the overdraw itself is quite stable. The rule of thumb is the closer the reed tolerances are to the slot, the faster will be the response. I've been getting lots of emails, by the way, from various people after my first impression of Buddha Harp video, and those were customers of Chris McCallick who have bought instruments from him, and all of them are kind of shy to openly say that you know, the overbends didn't sound quite well on their instruments. So I'm saying this because I want to point out that I'll have more Buddha harps soon. They will arrive to me for examination, and some of them will arrive for improvement. So once they arrive, I'm gonna show you what's inside it and how it plays. The one that's being shipped to me right now is also an A that was made for, well, the customer said he wanted the best overblows possible. So there should be no mistake that this one is definitely something state of art, one of the best that Chris could do. And it's also an A, and it has been done when it was done maybe several months ago. In fact, the note itself, the overdraw note itself, is kind of slow to respond. So I'll open it up and fix the tolerances on the blow reed, because when the overblow is slow, even though I'm artificially covering all the air loss here with the finger, and the overblow is still slow and responds with a certain lag, that means that the tolerances of the active reed, the blow read in this case are not precise enough. One guy has bought 7 Buddha harps, and he said that he has confirmed that the smell of the combs was awful. It smelled like some acrylic substance. Actually smells like glue, at least to me. I'm actually waiting for this Buddha harp to air out. Once it stops to smell, I will take a closer look at the reeds and to how they perform. Oh, those holes here are huge. Really huge. I wish there was someone living near me whom I could teach in person, like an apprentice, because I have lots of reed plates and spare parts I will never ever use. So maybe if there was someone who would find good use for this, and in general take over my knowledge, that would be cool. But so far I don't see any harmonica. I don't even see any good harmonica players in the cities in Bulgaria. I know 2. One plays chromatic harmonica and one who's an Overblow diatonic player, but there should be more. By the way, if there is something that you want me to show to you, technique or technology wise, customizing wise, you can write it all on the forum, and once I'm through with those videos, I'm gonna make a harmonica video blog for things that cannot be covered, for different things about harmonica, just a blog. So I'm doing this in Russian right now. If you guys want something in English, don't be shy to ask, and I'm gonna talk about this. Say there were people on the Russian part of the forum of harperclub.com who wanted to know about the true chromatic tuning, and there were some people who wanted to hear about different types of vibrato, and I've made the first video blog entry about this in Russian. So maybe you need something similar in English. I don't know. Leonid also had and has a harmonica podcast in Russian, so maybe this would be useful in English as well. I don't know, just let me know if you need something like this, and if you think that's useful, interesting, and necessary. I think only true geeks are watching now. The number of views per video greatly fades. And I think the last video will be again popular. To see the result, for those who thought that looking at the whole process is too boring. It may be boring indeed, you know, sometimes, especially when you have to emboss something for a long time, over and over and over. Well, I'll just emboss the blow reed some more, and then switch to the draw reed and emboss it openly without assembling the instrument, so I can see the actual holes in the embossing, and fix it, and then assemble it and make some adjustments. And I think that will be enough for the whole, for the 7 overdraw. Well, it actually helps to speed up the overdraw. Why stop if it's getting better and better? I'm just curious. Responding faster and faster, and I like it. Oh, the 7 draw is supposed to be real leaky at the moment. That's why you should always check reed plates without the comb, so you can see how far can you move the edge of the slot towards the reed. And I'm most happy with the fact that this instrument will be played, it will be used, it will be in good hands, that the player is capable of using the full potential of the instrument. That's most important in the whole process, that my work is not in vain. And some more near the rivet, just like 1/10 of a millimeter. on this side. You know what's funny? When you set real high goals and do something epic, like this series of long lessons, when you look back at what you did before, it looks so small and so miserable. Well, I remember I was doing those small lessons on customization, like video on embossing and then video on gapping and so on. I thought like this is a huge amount of work. But now, after a series of lessons over 5, 6, 7 hours, it looks like nothing to me. Yeah, now it's much faster and much more responsive than it was before. I think that embossing is the key to overdraws. If it's not embossed properly, there's absolutely no way you can get stable overdraws, unless you apply beeswax or some sort of oil or nail varnish. But I think that you shouldn't do this. I think you should go for a stable solution that will last a lifetime, especially if you make an instrument for someone else. Somewhere there's too much embossing, just a little too much, maybe here. Well, I think I'll leave it as it is and move to the next hole. Hole number 9, and I think I should check with Leonid if he wants overdraw number 8 or not, because if he doesn't want it, then why should I do it? Why should I spoil the normal note? I'll just emboss hole number 8 the regular way. And then proceed to 9th overdraw. I'm continuing to emboss 9 glow near the rivet, and I don't know if it's in the video or not. I was explaining that the blow node is very important for overdraws, since that's the one that sounds, and if you want a fast response of an overblow, of an overdraw, you need the tolerances of the blow node to be set very precise. So this is critical, and that's what I'm doing. Since no one replied, hold on a second, that's the same video, and so no one has seen it yet. I'm beginning to lose grasp on time and on episodes. Yeah, now the right side looks neat, and I will fix the left side and check. Good, I like it. And the draw side is completely unembossed. Oh my gosh, no, it doesn't look that bad to me. Though definitely needs embossing. This place where you leave the first mark is very important, because it affects the overall effectiveness of embossing near the rivet. If you're too far from the reed, you will need too much time to move the metal, and if you're too close, you risk sliding and accidentally hitting the reed, which is not that nice. So that's the most important thing, to choose the spot that is equally close and far from the reed. There's still a huge gap. The thing that really scares me is that I have 3 more overblow setups to make and those ain't mine. No, at times it is really boring to do the same work all over, and then several more harmonicas are coming and people need those set up with overblows as well. Why don't you guys want half-valved setup? I think it's it's far more logical on Richter tuning than overblow setup, because I'm drifting away from the overblow topic to the half-valve topic. But anyway, why I'm saying that overblows are less logical is, let's say we take second position in the top octave. To play it in the blues scale, you have to go 6 blow, 6 overblow, 7 draw, 7 overdraw, 8 draw, 8 blow, 8 draw, 9 draw, 6 blow, 10 blow. Now if you have it half valved, the 7 draw will be bendable down, which will be the same note as a 3 half-step bend, and the 4 draw will be bendable down, so that will give you a pattern like the pattern will be 7 draw, half-step bend, 8 blow, 8 draw, half-step bend, 8 draw, 9 draw, 10 blow. So that's exactly the same pattern as in the bottom octave, which makes much more sense, at least to me. And you also have all those vibratos possible, and that's real cool stuff. I think everybody at least should give it a try. Variety is the spice of life, you say, right? And I think that the technique that involves those valve bends and overblows is very similar. In fact, one technique improves another. If you play it half-valved, you're improving the overblow control as well, because that teaches you to control notes with a real light breath, and that's what overblows are all about. Some more. I think that's enough to check it. Oh yeah, that's more than enough, I would say, but nothing serious. I'll need to fix only just a little bit, and it's mostly low gaps, so I'll put it up pull it up a little bit like this. Well, that's stable enough for the assembled harmonica. And now, well, I will roughly do the 10th overblow, overdraw, and then I will begin checking the instrument half assembled. Generally there are three stages: instrument taken apart, instrument half assembled without covers, and the final check and adjustment with cover plates on. In each of those three stages will fuck up your brain independently, meaning you will need to perform equal amount of work in all three stages. I'm not saying it's a must or the only way to do this, but that's how I make them. And with brass you have an even more headache, as you need to make final check of the tuning. It's always not perfect. Then you have to fine tune and make a final check of the setup, and the next day you probably find faults either with the tuning or with the setup, and then it goes round in circles for one more week. Also kind of funny, you don't see any changes when I emboss those steel reeds on a German silver reed plate. When I emboss them near the rivet, I usually don't see any big changes until the end. And in the end it's like boom, it's real close now. And before that there's really nothing visible. Let me know what you think about a video blog in English about different things harmonica wise. Just a blog, no video lessons, but free talking about harmonica related things, and maybe you can ask me to talk about different things and I can talk about them in that blog. If that sounds like fun and useful, I will do it. Come on. Come on. Oh yes, and I forgot the first overblow. That's the toughest one. Now, that small amount of screeching sound at the top is usually there. So I will play an overdraw and then close the hole with a finger, and you'll hear that the sound is still there. It's just a little bit muted. So I think that has nothing to do with the with some vibrations or anything. On the top overdraws, it's just there. It's an overtone, I think. Well, I will surely emboss the blow note, but I think that it will not make any great change in the quality of this sound. And since it's a passing note anyway, I don't think that's critical. Now it's stuck completely and off center as well. Come on. Now, when there's a serious obstacle, I will do something like this. Yeah, this helps much more than anything else. Now the note is there, and I will come back to the first overblow now. Which is absolutely usable, by the way, as it is. And even bendable. I'm quite surprised. But I think that embossing near the rivet will only do good to it, so I will go for it. Hmm. Come on. If it's fine, then it will only get better. Unless I break the reed. Well, let's see what changes it make. It makes no change, or it makes a great change. Only two choices. Well, that's real nice. Very easy to pop up. And I think I'll go for it to the full extent, except exceptional overblow, and I will just make it better. Huh? Final stop? So fast? No. It's just a change in gapping. Now I'll try to raise gapping a little bit. I quite like what's becoming of it. Oh! I like this. And like how it looks. By the way, to get a fast overblow on hole 1, technique wise, you should separate those two notes. So if you want an overblow after a blow note, you will first need to stop the blow note with the tongue or with any other way you want, and then proceed to the overblow. Otherwise, this super heavy reed, the heaviest one in the harmonica and the longest one, will keep on vibrating, and that will force it, you know, to vibrate on, even though it's time to stop and proceed to the overblow.